Alrighty, thank you very much. Alright, welcome everyone. My name is Ferex, or FerexRuns. Today I got my co-commentator Steel, or Scoofy.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I'm going to be running Dishonored any percent. And then right after, got Steel doing both the DLCs back to back. I'll be commentating that run. So I guess we'll just get straight into it. Alrighty. Timer will start whenever I press any key. And yeah. You ready, Steel?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alrighty. Let's get into it. In 3, 2, 1, go. So this is the intro mission or the tutorial. We'll just be using this time to talk about elevators, like what I just did there. It is a FPS mechanic, and I've already immediately died. Let's go. What a great start to the run. And I'm all the way over here. I love this game.
You're safe.
What a great start to the run, eh?
Yeah. So an elevator, I think, is best described as just a very. It's more of a setup than an actual trick. So the actual trick is just in a very specific way. If you jump into a vertical column of pixels, aka a corner, then you will, vault up a very far distance of all the pixels, and you'll be able to get to the top of a very high ledge, and you'll see even higher ledge that we'll vault up later on. But the elevators are usually really FPS based, and yeah, they can have issues just depending on how high FPS you are. You can get some elevators where you basically glide all the way up without even touching anything, without getting any vault animations, but with low FPS, sometimes you could struggle to make it up whatsoever.
Yeah, and there's only a few elevators in the run, but some of them can be quite annoying to do.
And most of them are at the start.
Yeah. Looking at the Empress's ass does not save time at all. It's just a funny little thing.
In my opinion, it saves time. So
Yeah,
right
this
here,
is
what we're
the...
gonna do, yeah, tutorial skip.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Did not
good that
work.
you saved. Um, basically, we're doing an elevator, but this elevator is not to get ourselves, out of bounds to some cheeky place where you can like skip part of the game. Um, this elevator's entire purpose is just to uh, inflict as much pain and suffering to your character as possible. Um, because when the tutorial starts, there's a mechanic for game critics where if they like mess up, then the game will continue on without them. So if you just like die as fast as possible when the tutorial starts, then well, you just skip it. As you
And
can see
didn't
right
work.
there. Oh, I think it's because you actually took damage beforehand, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's very odd that
Unfortunate.
that would stop that from happening now.
Yeah. Ah well. It loses quite a
But
bit of
yeah,
time because now we're just sitting here, waiting. But, ah well.
yeah.
Corvo, thank you.
Yeah, we've got some lore. Funny lore. We don't really care about it.
Not again. Mommy!
I think it's cool.
Get away from her.
Oh no, the Empress has been stabbed. This funny little guy, his name is Dowd. We'll see him later on in the run for about
Yeah.
25 seconds, and then we never see him again.
I get to play as him, and I get to complain about how weird his physics are.
Yeah. If you
It's
guys
like-
look in the top left, you will see just a random guy spawn.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In about 3, 2, 1, there.
Oh.
He's just there. Look at his legs.
Yeah, so there's a interesting way that the physics work in this game between Corvo and Dowd, which you'll see as the run goes on. So Corvo once he gets his double jump ability, he's going to be very chunky. All of his movements are going to be pretty slow. But then Dowd, he's like, imagine like a warm marshmallow on roller skates. Like he just kind of wobbles everywhere and like bobs up and down. So the different modes of this game are going to have very, very different mechanics from each other. I don't know where I came up with warm marshmallow on roller skates, but that was like they left me numb for 2 months, and that was crazy.
There. Now we're going into Coldridge Prison. If you play this game casually, this is where you'd figure out. The game teaches you about stealth and how to get around without weapons and blah 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 whatnot. We're just going to skip the entirety of it. We're going to use a auto jump macro that is allowed for the run to just basically phase through this little gate. We'll do a little bit of a setup. Sometimes it doesn't work, but oh well. And we'll get through it.
There you go.
Now we're
Yeah,
going
so
to
I
do...
think it's an elevator. Yeah, nice, very nice.
That's right, let's go.
I should save up here. Ooh. But there's essentially, I think you get into a weird vaulting state there. If you just vault at that gate from a very, very specific angle, it just sends you through the corner in some way. And that's the only time that a trick like this is actually done in the run. But just recently, it was found, I guess, the way that this operates, and there are ways to clip through walls vertically in all sorts of other fashions now that have been found as a result of that recently. So it's an interesting development to see.
Yeah. Now we get into sewer skip, where we're just out of bounds for the entirety of this mission. In doing so, we aren't able to pick up our gear, so we're gonna go the whole game without a sword. In doing that, we have to find other means of killing enemies that we do need to kill.
But those means end up being better because a sword a lot of the time is kind of a pain. You have to find ways to kill them without slowdown, because all of the main targets in this game, when you kill them, it gives you a slowdown, loses like 5 seconds or so. Um, so our new means are kind of just better anyways, and you don't have to carry that hunky sword around. You can just like put it away and you walk faster without it, so should be good. This is an interesting trick here. Oh, nasty. Okay,
That's
that was
right,
sewer
let's go.
vault. It's a pretty difficult trick. That was the thing standing between the community and discovering the skip for a pretty significant amount of time, was just that wall that just seemed like it was too tall to be climbed over. But it turns out if you have decently low FPS and then you just go into that specific spot and you vault off of this little ledge on the floor, you will be able to do like a climb that will just kind of fling you up a little higher, and then you can just get over the ledge.
Yeah,
And Ferrex got it
pretty
first
good
try.
sewers. Let's go, let's go.
That was very solid. I got scared a few times. I was gonna say or I would have quick saved, but yeah, you're under control.
Yeah. We no balls it. We're chilling.
Okay, so you want to
yeah.
explain ass? Oh,
Yeah.
my language.
Well, sorry for the language, but we're going to explain ass real quick. So ass is whenever you get into a cutscene that you are able to skip. If you hold F or whatever keyboard it is to skip that cutscene, if you hold it right after you exit out of said cutscene and you go into another cutscene, you're able to just immediately skip it. It doesn't save that much time, but it is pretty easy to do, and it does save time. It's pretty funny. We'll see it here in just a moment when we go to speak to Piero, a local merchant.
And then there's going to be a few things that happen in this segment, and this is one of the cool segments of the run, simply because you get interesting movement and a lot of tech that happens back to back. But on top of that, this is like, I guess, the most tech-filled part of the run before you pick up any of your abilities. I mean, I guess at least when it comes to like interactions instead of movement. So he's gonna keep holding F after this cutscene. He's holding F throughout here, and then as soon as he walks into this cutscene, it's gonna instant skip right there. And then you can pick up this oil tank from underneath here. Very nice. And up next, he's going to be doing something called outsider skip, if he can. It's sort of inconsistent sometimes, but essentially, right now, Pierre's going to tell him to go to bed. He's going to accept, and his screen is going to fade to black. And as his screen fades to black for about like a few frames, his crosshair is visible. And when his crosshair is visible, he's going to be holding the macro, and the macro is going to make him jump, which is going to make him pop through the floor, which he can also do an ass for. Oh, he didn't quite get
And
it, though.
unfortunately, we didn't get
Unlucky.
it, but that's fine.
Yeah, it does lose,
Doesn't
like,
save too much time.
yeah, it's not crucial.
Not crucial. It is pretty cool to get, but ah well. So yeah, this is where we get our first movement ability called Blink. We're gonna go through this whole section, just picking up as many things of potions that we can get. These are mana potions. They allow us to be able to use every
Nice.
ability in the game.
That cutscene right there is sometimes funny because that you can pick up that potion as Ferex did before the cutscene starts, but you have to do it like right as the cutscene's fading in, and if you miss it, then it loses probably upwards of 5 to 7 seconds because for some reason, after that cutscene ends, your crosshair is locked to looking forward, so you would just lose a very significant amount of time to just not being able to turn to pick up the potion. So, like, being safe there is crucial.
Yeah.
So, this is the part of the run that kind of confuses people, but right here, Ferex is going to be using something called Void Walker's Arsenal, which is a DLC that gives you infinite money and also a bone charm. So, it's going to give you 2,000 coins, and he's going to do some menuing here. So,
It
it's going to give
is.
him, yeah, the coins to buy all of the things he needs to kill. So, five spring razors, 3, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
good
there we
buddy.
go.
And then Void Channel. So
Yeah, just
he bought all of the weapons he needs to kill enemies since we don't have a sword, and then he's also going to get his agility, which is going to make him have double jump, and he's going to get his Void Channel, which is a bone charm. It's like a passive ability, and Void Channel is one of the things in Void Walker's arsenal, the only one that really benefits speedrunners. And basically what it does is it just increases the distance of your blink. Um, the thing about Void Channel, though, is that it's pretty significant when you add up all of the distance that you get from the blink, but it is so easy to forget, and you can, like, there are some tricks that are just not possible because of, like, not possible without Void Channel, just because of the distance that it provides, and it's so easy to just forget to put it on and up until that point. So, uh, but it is a important part of getting Blink is having Void Channel active.
yeah. Also forgot to mention, what I picked up at the start is called a rune. Runes are used to upgrade all your powers and abilities. There, there will be a few runes that we pick up during the run. They've already been pre-routed. And yeah, they're pretty. We'll just be using it for blink and agility mostly, and that was unfortunate. And I think I forgot to save.
It's fine. So that's a wall of light. It's just very angry
Brother.
air. Um,
Okay.
call them very angry air, and basically the principle is there's like, I guess in the story there's a bunch of engineers and they do a bunch of like all this interesting stuff, but you can just circumvent it by being a speedrunner. So if you aim at like a very specific height, then you just go over the angry air, and then we make it into towards our first target, which is Campbell. And then upcoming, we're going to be using a glitch for the first time called Slip Clip, which is like one of the main blinking mechanics of the run, where if you lean and flick your camera through a wall, you can just blink through the wall. You can use your blink ability on the other side of the
Whoa.
wall And you'll see Ferex do it right here on this door, because he doesn't want to wait for these guys to talk for multiple minutes, so... There. Don't pick up the sword.
I'm not, don't worry. There we go. Pick
Very
up this
nice.
rune. I'm gonna save here.
And then another slip clip, because he's just baller like that.
I
Oh
think I
my...
die here.
I really hope you don't, but...
I don't.
Oh! Look at his health. That was very nice. Good job.
I'm not gonna risk this part. I'm just gonna do that. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, so that's pretty good Campbell, and that's like it's a good introductory mission to speedrunning. I feel like you can sort of learn this game in order. Like you can learn everything in order, and that's like one of the things that makes it interesting is that, you know, Campbell, the first door that you clip is like easy, and it gives you a good starting point for learning stuff like that. Because slip clipping is something that can go extremely far. You can clip like super thick walls, and there's all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah. So this game consists of a lot of unskippable cutscenes. With the live split that is for this that you can get for this game, it also allows a cutscene speed up. Because the speedrunners don't really want to be waiting a long time each run just because it has unskippable cutscenes, and they did the same animation.
I would love a cutscene speed up mod that only speeds up cutscenes that aren't Samuel. I just like
Yeah.
Samuel.
We love Samuel. He also sometimes goes, "Oh my."
Oh my.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get into Weebs, which is a little funny section.
We should
just
maybe
gonna go
call
into
it
the
by its
basement
actual
of
name, Ferex.
Probably. Can I not? Thank you.
Yeah, so this is like the tutorial segment that's supposed to teach you about Weepers. Weepers are a type of enemy that are like a dynamic. Basically, a Weeper is a citizen who has succumbed to the plague. And because a main theme of this game is just that there's a plague going on and they are struggling to find ways to get rid of it. And it's the tutorial segment for that, which also gives you 2 runes and has a very nice blink that Ferrex is going to do first try. That was insane.
And I immediately
Oh,
fucked it up.
brother.
Rip.
uh,
Don't worry. I first tried again.
you're just better.
Let me do that.
My god, you're scaring me, bro. Get off of 1 HP, like always. Alright. So the next mission, the Golden Cat, is very scary. It's actually really difficult. And it takes place in the same place as the first mission, which is very odd. Or I guess the mission we were just in. I don't know. I still think that's like the most questionable thing this game has done, is put 2 missions in the same place in a row. But
Yeah.
if it fits for the lore. But yeah, there's RNG of where these targets that you have to kill spawn, and they're not necessarily that slow. It loses maybe 2 seconds, I think, if you like get worse RNG. But the problem is that one of them is significantly harder than the other to execute, and I don't know what your strat looks like for that area, but it can be quite messy if you miss a nade lineup. So hopefully we get good RNG here.
Hopefully. Pray for RNG.
And for whatever reason, they I guess
Whoa! Oh!
there's a when you respawn, there's a health potion in that tower, so you should be good.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I guess the engineers were watching and they found out that we blinked over the wall of light last time, so the top of the wall of light is blocked off this time, and you are not able to go through it. Get the health potion, bro.
I forgot it.
It's whatever. There's another one up here. Right there. There you go. Yeah, so you just have to take out the whale oil tank, which is just the way of doing electricity.
Yeah. Now we pray for RNG because this is entering this area is what determines what RNG gets put in. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
I'm not mistaken. Here's some lore. Hey, it's Emily from the start of the game. Hey, we're just not gonna care.
So if the light is on here, that means he gets good RNG. If the light's off, he gets bad RNG. And the light's off. Good luck.
Ooh, fuck.
Don't move, brother.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, you have to go back. You can't hit it anymore.
Where the fuck? And
Did you save?
I don't think so.
Alright, yeah, just throw a quick save down before you fall.
Yeah.
Don't move after falling.
Yeah, I'm not particularly the best with dealing with bad RNG, but
This
going
this RNG is like this nade lineup is horrific. It's you have to walk into a corner to line yourself up for a nade throw. Yeah, there you go. And then lean and throw the nade at a pretty specific spot. You should be good. Yeah, that's perfect.
There we go.
And then you have to also do a very janky clip inbounds. That was nice. This clip inbounds can be very
There we go.
funny, but you got it. Nice.
Yeah, that kills one of the Pendletons, and then we go in here, kill the other ones, get some potions, get fucking done in, because he just likes to shoot. Don't know why I'm doing this. Get another potion. I love guard RNG. It is amazing. Come in here, pick up this. Pick up this as well. Yeah, just a cheeky little shot. Pick up her E, but we don't really need it.
There's more health potions right here if you need them.
Ah, we'll be fine, surely.
As Wet would say, the door is locked.
Come on. Come to dinner now, that's your sweet little bird.
Ah,
Oh! Maybe you'll sleep after this and you won't be 1 HP anymore. You're playing on ultra hard mode.
oh, very nice.
Are you both ready to go?
Oh my, he said the thing.
Must have worked wonders out there in the city tonight. I can't believe
The
Alright.
door is locked.
That was you cleaned that up. That was nice. I like that.
Yeah. Besides the little blunder at the start, it was fine.
So in terms of story, we just recovered Emily, who is bound to be the Empress after the other one was killed, and we now need to kidnap the guy who makes the Wall of Light. And he lives in a big bridge, so we get to do big bridge movement, which is very nice. Did you get Blink too?
I heard a lot.
Yeah, I got Blink too.
Okay, well, you're gonna need it.
I should concentrate on piloting this boat.
This is the longest cutscene in the game. So we're like
Yeah,
gonna
so
make fun of the
we got time
dialogue.
to just go chilling. Yeah. Here's little Lady Emily. She'll be important for the story, I think.
She's wholesome.
I'm Lady Emily, I'm Callista. I'll be caring for you and
He's
supporting you
awesome.
while you're with
Here's
me.
the NPCs of this map.
Nice to meet you.
Don't remember any they have names except for
Would
this
you
one,
like to see your
Callisto.
tower?
Can I see it?
Yes, you may.
Can I see it?
You'll get to see it all. The entirety of the Hound Pits.
Good. I think I'll like it here. I'll go with Callista, Corvo. I'll see you later.
Very, very NPC dialogue. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
You do not fail to impress.
More
Along with
NPC
the
dialogue.
raid, You've changed the course of the city forever. And with the Pendleton twins gone,
Door
our
stuck.
own Lord Pendleton will assume their votes in Parliament. In one night, you've done more than most men do in a lifetime. I need to speak to you soon.
I wonder why.
For now, Lord Pendleton requests your attention.
Hey, now we go talk to one of the triplets, and that's enough.
And he was mad at you because you killed his brothers. That's all. Nothing important.
Yeah.
Did I faint or something?
You almost soft locked.
Almost.
You aimed like so close to the soft lock spot, I think.
Baldwin's Bridge, sir.
It's fine. It's fine. We chilling.
Yeah, I'm not worried. It's okay.
I'm aboard when you're ready.
What's a soft lock?
What the fuck is a soft lock? I've never seen soft locks in my life. Alright, this is where we get to bridge. There's a few janky things.
Do you want to
you can get
explain
soft locks.
What do you think,
the
Baldwin's Bridge.
prompt thing
You've been in
on the
city
door?
for years, but you lived in
Ah, yeah.
Cold
So,
Tower with the late Emperor, so maybe you haven't visited
if you're able to get the slip clip first try at this first door that we're going to, and get to the second door that gets you into the next area, if you do that too quickly, you can get soft lock. So what we're going to do is get there and wait for the prompt to pop up on the door saying you can go through to continue the objective.
maybe even smarter
It
than Piero.
like if what's it? If you take your time, you'll be fine. But yeah, if you go through it too quickly, get soft locked. Bada bing, bada boom. Get a reset.
And the whole reason that happens is because Samuel's still giving us instructions, but we already know the instructions because we played the game before. Or at least I have, I'm not sure about you. Have you?
I have a while ago.
Ah, okay. I'm,
But there's still no prompt, and there it is. We can go through.
nice.
This is the second part of bridge. I think I forgot to get. Yeah, I did.
Oh! Other rats.
Dude. Cheeky little nade thingy.
See,
It didn't get it.
that's fun.
Wait, we're gonna do something called a double blink, where if you blink while in the middle of your double jump, you'll get the height of the double jump after you blink, and you'll be able to have enough height to do a second blink without dying. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now we're gonna get into the final section of bridge. It's a pretty, just very easy thing to do. I'm gonna come in here.
I'll turn my hopes into ninja.
We're just
I
gonna
love
knock
this
this
guy.
guy out.
He looks like a hobo.
Yeah.
But apparently he's
Now-
a engineer.
Whoa. We land here. We just Goomba stomp these guys. You know, nothing too important. Don't take damage. And that's the end of bridge.
They are the reason why you don't take damage. You're taking them for granted.
For real. We love Goomba stomps.
So, the next mission is an absolute nightmare. It's Boyle. Boyle
Ah,
is the
yes, Boyle.
main reset point for, like, high-level players. I mean, I guess it doesn't save... or it doesn't lose that much time, but Boyle is another big RNG similar to Golden Cat, to where the spawn point of a person you need to kill is randomized, but the catch this time is that you don't know where they spawn, and if you don't get good RNG, then you'll never know where they spawned. So essentially there's 3 identical people, except for they're wearing like different colored costumes, and you need to kill the one that's the mistress of that bald guy at the start of the game. And there's a 1 in 3 chance that you get good RNG, saves, I don't know, 15 seconds. But we're just gonna get good RNG because we're cool like that.
The nightmare about the level is that this is where we get introduced to the guys that can negate your powers and push you back and are very, very annoying.
And I have to deal with those a lot in the DLCs.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna talk to Sokolov, scare him with some rats. Nothing too biggy about it. I'm just gonna go through here. There is some shit you can do in here. I don't really care.
I knew Sokolov.
It's too silly. It's not wholesome marathon safe strat. So this is probably the best game design you could have for a game like this in a non-combat setting, because you're given sort of a place to, you know, roam around without everyone immediately being hostile to you, but we basically just ignore that entire privilege we're given by immediately going to the forbidden part of the mansion and just then killing everyone. So you won't see any of that, unfortunately, but it's faster, so unfortunately we have to do it. And then something important to note here, speaking of notes, is there's a guy that Ferex is going to give a note to, and the guy's going to get real mad. He's going to get big mad at Ferex for giving him a note. And the reason that we do that, he's going to do it on the way out, is that it just skips a 40-second dialogue later, because the game gets confused. It's like you half did a side quest, but you didn't fully do it, so the game doesn't know what to do, so it just skips a big dialogue.
Did I kill her?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Okay.
Bad
That's a
RNG.
bit annoying.
So essentially, yeah, he just killed one of them, and then, yeah, there's the slowdown I was talking about earlier. He killed one of them. He's gonna be downstairs.
Yeah.
And since the note that he clipped the wall to get didn't say the correct one, then he's gonna have to kill all three just to, you know, get process of elimination, and then he's gonna give the guy the note and get out of here. So he didn't get good RNG, but that was not the worst outcome. You found her pretty quickly, so. And then Samuel's move past the canal and make sure you get on the boat without. There you go. Oh.
What?
Funny
What?
bug. You just climb onto it.
There we go.
I hope you enjoyed your evening.
I don't know why he does that. If you blink past the trigger, like if you don't climb up animation on the boat, he just ignores you.
Yeah. Boy, lie, that's the best bad RNG boil I've had in quite a while.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. I honestly I didn't know one of them could spawn in the painting area.
That usually only happens if you're really fast. But I think what actually happened is that you alerted the entire party by doubling back to check if you killed the boil, and then she like got scared and stopped running. So
Yeah.
so everyone was like staying still there, which is a very weird way for that to happen. Like I've never seen that before, but it was a good outcome. So you know.
Yeah.
It worked.
I will take it. Nothing bad about it.
True.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk
So
to Mr. Pendleton over here. I'm just
So right here,
not gonna look at him.
if you yeah, he's ugly. Hate that guy. So if Ferex didn't give that guy the note, then it would trigger, I think, a 20 to 40 second, like it's a pretty substantial cutscene here. But and if he did, you know, continue through with the side quest or the little, I guess, you duel the guy, you pistol duel him. If you continued through and dueled him, then it would have also triggered a cutscene. But since you do neither, doesn't really care.
Yeah. Little side note. Samuel just doesn't care that we just came up from behind, even though he just saw us go into that building. But yeah,
Hey, man,
now we get
you know.
into Tower, which is, I'm going to say, the most annoying part of the run for me personally. I absolutely hate this mission. It has a bunch of just a bunch of little things that can just be annoying to get past. There are two ways that you can do this mission. Either the passive or aggressive route, which however you want to call it, stealth versus chaos. I don't really care. But I'm going to do the stealth route. And hopefully we can get everything that I need to do first try. Otherwise, it's just going to be a pain in the butt. And then once we do that, we'll come all the way back here and take a boat trip home.
Well, it was an honor to serve with you.
Okay. This is where we do the very last elevator, I'm pretty sure.
If you decide to do it,
First try.
you're better.
Do another double blink here.
So essentially, there's two paths here. One of them is that you kill the Lord Regent, the bald guy, and the other one is just that you essentially Twitter cancel him for saying a bunch of stuff like he started the plague. I'm pretty sure something like that. And the way that you do that is you go into his safe, you find a confession. By find. How are you gonna do this? That's. He's
I just
better.
remember.
Okay, so his lighting settings didn't allow him to see what numbers he was putting in, but you know, I guess good on you. You know your combination, and then yeah, you put his confession into the loudspeaker, and he's on drama alert.
Damn it. I'm gonna go for this funny little slip clip. Yeah, I got it. Nice.
Yeah, and
Alright,
you
second
can
try.
you can exit the function through an out of bounds means, which is very swag of you.
There
You
is
can do
a
the big
route
jump.
here,
Ooh!
but I don't really remember it, so I'm just gonna, you know, be an absolute giga gamer and just dive into the water.
All right, let's go.
Alright, let's go. Alright, that's tower. Pretty good tower, in my opinion. Wasn't
That
bad.
was fine. I didn't know that you do the safe like that, so you caught me off guard with the combination strats.
Yeah,
But I used to do those. I remember doing those.
yeah. I don't really remember why my lighting does that, but that's
It's
why I
just-
kept asking you
Yeah,
to tell
it's
me the
just
code.
lighting settings.
High overseer. I'm guessing our work is almost done. The others are in the bar. No doubt waiting to raise a glass.
Yeah, now some more lore stuff. We get to congratulate ourselves because we beat everyone. Yippee!
And this is where you're supposed to think the game's over. Clueless.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna talk to you. Some cutscenes,
Sorry,
some
Emily.
cutscenes. Yeah, that's
Sadly,
cool.
don't care. Don't have time or speedrunning.
Bro, brother. There we go.
It wouldn't be a speedrun without a little blunder in that section.
Yeah. But, oh no! Turns out the loyalists have poisoned us. They've double-crossed us. Whatever will we do? So, Samuel spiked our drink. Whoopsie daisy. Nothing too big about it.
I think they forced him to. I mean, he did it, but they would have killed him if he didn't. Like, I'm not blaming Samuel. Just
Yeah.
we ain't blaming our boy. See, he put
Sure.
us on a boat, bro.
Yeah,
One
for
last
real.
Samuel cutscene. Actually,
We
that's
not
not
dead.
true, but
Wait. This is, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, the longest split in the game.
yeah, I'm not sure, but it's
Yeah.
there's a lot of content in Flooded. This is Flooded District, and Flooded District also has a lot of difficult things that happen in it. So
Yeah, it
after
has...
this cutscene, you get to talk to Outsider. First time in a while, because we just don't pick
Yeah.
up any runes, so we don't get to talk to him that much. But then there's a lot of tech stuff. It's a scary mission. Did your game crash? Oh, okay, you're fine. It like froze for a second for me. I got so scared.
For story context, we now get to see Dowd again, the guy that killed the Empress, and all of his little lackeys and minions.
Yeah, and if you look very far to the left at the end of this cutscene, you can see one of them punch you with his mind.
For real. Yeah, this is just a long cutscene. We chilling.
You can do an ass through this entire cutscene. By the way, you have to hold it through the entire cutscene. It saves probably less than a second, but you know, anything for a time save, right?
For real. I completely forgot about it, so...
Yeah.
And Would you look at that? Dowd also knows about the outsider.
Yeah, he does do the magic sometimes.
Who you are and who you fight for.
But yeah, we just look all the way to the left,
Mystery,
and we will see
and I can't
this guy
follow.
right here walk up.
He's gonna punch
And
you
he's gonna
He's gonna
punch
punch you.
us.
with his
From
mind.
where? From where? This man
Uh,
is John Cena. He can't see me.
So Dad just
Yeah.
threw away our gear. Our gear. We have to go. The game's gonna tell us to go pick up our gear. But here's the problem: we didn't have any gear, okay? Because we didn't pick any gear up. So the game's just like assuming that we had gear, which is quite rude of it. But we're just not gonna pick it up because, I mean, we didn't need it in the first place. So you know, like,
Yeah.
what's the point? We'd lose
What gear?
probably a minute.
If I didn't need it in the first place, why would I need it now?
I wonder if
there
it
is a
actually
slip clip
gives you the
here.
sword.
Maybe. There is a slip clip you can do here, but I have forgotten how to do it, so I'm just gonna bash our head until we
It's a
can get up.
jumping
That's
slip clip. It is so painful. Thank you for not picking up the sword.
That was a bit annoying. This is also quite annoying.
Yeah, if you touch
Hey, get
anything
it?
there, this
Oh,
double blink.
yes.
Oh, that was nice. You even got the damage cancel. That was wonderful. Oh yeah, we didn't really explain damage cancels, huh?
Oh,
So
both of them.
this might be a odd time to explain damage cancels, but he's I guess this is more important. He's clipping out of bounds into water here, which is something you'll see in the DLCs, and the water actually cuts off at a certain point, so you have to stay above a certain point, which is that was nicely executed. And so what a damage cancel is basically there are a bunch of different heights that you can land at. You can and they're broken up into different ways that you fall. So you will get the normal falling animation sometimes where you, like, Corvo puts his hand on the ground and you see the mark and it's cool and cinematic but slow. Um, and then you have a tier above that, so higher than that falling animation. There's one where you don't get an animation at all, but you take damage. And then above that, there's one where you get the animation and take damage. So at a lot of points, if we're falling a decent height, we're going to try to fall even higher of a height to avoid that mechanic entirely. Okay, so what Ferex just did there was a water funny. I don't know what to call it, but essentially there's a flowing water stream, and he went into it from out of bounds. And if you just like cap your FPS while in the water, the game will just not like it and just put you at the end of the waterway. So he was able to skip a bunch of waiting in the water. And this is the second last mission of the game. Loyalists. It's also the shortest, I think, in terms of like actual split length. But you essentially just need to grab some notes and then get Samuel's attention because, you know, you're just like that. You're 2 potions behind, but
Oh no.
yeah, there's a potion in the tower that you didn't grab. Just keep going, you're fine. And there's also a potion at the start of the machine to grab. Rip. There's a skip called FFF. I don't know how many Fs there are, but just a bunch of Fs. Basically, if you keep leaving Samuel's like radius while he's talking, he just stops. He just gives up, and then he goes on to the next voice line. And then he repeats his voice line, but you know you still get the trigger to end the mission. And then this is King Sparrow.
Yeah, so it turns out we're going to absolutely destroy the estimate. My estimate was about 55 minutes. We're currently at, what, around 43 minutes? This will only take about, what,
Hey man,
a
don't get
minute
ahead of
and a half?
yourself. You are 2 potions behind.
I am.
You gotta play really safely here. But I think you can do it. Do make sure that you have enough mana to do the double blink though, because
Oh yeah.
if you run out, then oh, you should be fine. You might just run out of mana at the end, though.
Yeah.
Good luck, Corvo. If anyone deserves it, you do. Give my best.
Oh, what the fuck?
After she's on.
Silly guy.
Alright, I'll do a little bit of a double blink here. Got that pretty nice. We can do a hole-in-one on this, but I cannot be arsed risking it. The speed run route where you'd go past the... What's that thing? The arc? But yeah. But yeah, time is about to finish in roughly about 30 to 45 seconds.
When he opens the door. The door to Emily. Ooh.
What?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That was a whoopsie.
You can't load that save. You're falling.
Oh,
You gotta
no.
go back one more save.
Okay, never mind. We're back here. So, as I was saying, it's fine. Time will finish in about a minute-ish.
Back to a minute.
Back to a minute. Let's go. Okay, so I'm just gonna quick save here, just so that doesn't happen again.
That was incredibly silly. That is
that was quite silly. That.
that is an old classic, if I could say.
Hey, we're just gonna do a little bit of funny over here.
This is all Martin's fault.
What?
We hadn't helped
I had it and then I lost it. Nice. Oh, we're just gonna go through here,
We hadn't gotten greedy.
link over here, pick up the key, open up the door, and that's time.
Corvo! I knew you'd
GG. Good run.
GGGG.
You know, will I be impressed?
GG.
GGGGGGGGGs. And so yeah, that is Dishonored 80%. Yeah, no worries. But yeah,
For my setup, you mean? Okay. How long do I have?
we have like,
Alright.
yeah, we got a little while.
So, I guess heading into DLC 1, and we're going to do DLC 1 and then DLC 2, I'm going to be doing those, and those are different because you get to play as Dowd and you have Dowd's storyline, which is exciting, but the kicker is that they're very, very intense. So, if I do all of the commentary, my mouth's gonna dry up while running, so, yeah, it's...
And that's why I'm here, baby. Don't you
Yeah,
worry.
exactly. Let's go. So, I'm almost ready. I just need to set up my quick save and everything. To be honest, every single moment that you were talking for an extended period of time in the run, I was just practicing Surge, so...
Yeah.
This DLC has, like, extremely sweaty gameplay, and it's, not really punishing as much as, main game is, but it is difficult, so I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Alright, are we ready? I'll get my...
I think we
my
are
stream
ready.
script. Tell me if my stuff is busting. I also have to turn my volume back up because I turned it down so that it wouldn't go through my mic. I love this song.
Yeah, banger. Absolute tunes.
It's a tuner.
Well, yeah, that was Dishonored 80%. Very, very fun category. Very easy one to get into as well. As Steele talked about earlier, it's it's one that you can go step by step, level by level, and learn each one individually. Pretty good.
All right, I'm ready. So I'm on a loading screen right now, and as soon as I resume game, then my timer will start, and then I guess I'm just gonna play uninterrupted all the way until the end of Brigmar Witches. Uh, sure.
Just a quick reminder for anyone in chat, if you would like to donate to the cause for this marathon, and if you don't know where the link is, just type in exclamation Kofi or Kofi, Kofi. And if you can and want to, just go ahead and donate. Very nice, very nice.
Wonderful. Oh, whoa, I'm so nervous. I've never done a marathon run before, so I'm a little baby when it comes to this, but
Hey,
I
don't worry, I'm the
I'm
same. This was my first one as well.
I'm good at blabbing and playing as so I've learned. So hopefully this is acceptable.
Yeah. I mean, the way I put it into my head was that it was just me and you chilling. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're always chilling, no matter the circumstance.
I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab myself a quick drink.
I'll be on the rooftops too.